Hi, I'm Liz with Liz Toth Properties, powered by eXp Realty. I'm a residential real estate agent in Raleigh, North Carolina, and today is your real estate market update. And we are at the end of August. I hope you've had a great summer. And if you're here in the Triangle, I hope you've stayed cool. We've had a pretty hot couple of days here, but I hope you're doing well. And we're going to talk today about what's gone on historically in the Triangle, what is going on today, and then we'll finish up with a look at mortgage rates and home price and appreciation for what the expectation is for 2024, what the projections are for 2024 and 2025. So I'm going to share my screen and we will get right into it. And I do like to always start with the trend line. This is a 1-year snapshot, and each data point here is 1 month worth of data. So when you look at this column over here, and you can see Raleigh plus 11.2%. This is saying basically that Raleigh for the month of July is up 11.2% compared to July 2023. So that's the average sales price. One of the things I did different is I always look at, Raleigh, Cary, Durham, and the entire Triangle MLS. I just narrowed down to resale homes and just really focused on that versus new construction right now, just to show you a difference as to what's going on in the market and how new construction is a little bit different than resale. So when you look month over month, you can see Cary, Durham, and the entire Triangle MLS have seen a dip in their average sales price from June to July, but only Cary is showing a decline when you look year over year. So Raleigh, Durham, Cary are still have an increase in the average sales price when compared to last year. When we look at new construction by itself, you can see it's much different, obviously, and there's a much more volatile line. So it ultimately impacts the overall big picture when I combine both of them. So you can see Cary is off 3%. Raleigh, an increase, but not as strong of an increase as we saw when we just looked at resale. Same thing with Durham and the entire Triangle MLS. So just kind of interesting looking at resale versus the new construction. I think sometimes with new construction, if they're quick move-in homes, builders are more motivated to sell those homes, especially if they're complete and they're finished and they're paying for the utilities and everything like that. They're more likely to be willing to negotiate on those particular homes. I'm seeing more builders offer credits today, like design credits and things like that. So they also offer different incentives. If they're coming up to the end of their quarter or their fiscal year end, they're going to offer more incentives and things like that to really try to spur sales before their quarter ends. So that's why sometimes you're going to see a difference between the new construction and their average sales price versus the resale. So I just thought it was interesting to look at. We're going to keep the trend with just resale and look at the month supply. So we are seeing the month supply increase. And we have for the last several months. What I've seen in my business personally is probably since like June, July, buyer demand has definitely softened. And then we saw rates come down in August, and I saw a little spur of activity, and then it kind of softened again. But I also think we're seeing seasonality as well. We saw a reintroduction of seasonality last year, and there's certain times a year where it does get a little bit slower because things are going on. So we typically see, sales increase and go up all the way into May, and then going forward after May, showings and activity kind of declines every single month. And then you get into the holiday months, and a lot of people wait to make a move or put their home on the market until after the holidays. A lot of people say, hey, I'm going to wait till the spring, things like that. So we're starting to see that again. So it doesn't surprise me that we see these numbers creeping up a little bit. Still very low inventory, 2.2 month supply in Raleigh, 1.5 month supply in Cary, 1.9 month supply in Durham, and in the entire Triangle MLS, 2.3 month supply. And that's just resale homes. If we look at new construction, a little bit different, 3.6, 2.5, 2.8, and 3.4. So this is one of the nice things is, and especially if you're a buyer in the market today, we have limited inventory of resale homes, and ever since the supply chains opened up, more builders are doing quick move-in homes, and these are for people who just can't wait, or they can't pick, they don't want to go to the design center. They don't want to wait 6 months for their home. So builders are doing more quick move-in homes where they're picking everything. They pick the floor plan, the structural options, design options. They're starting on construction, and it can be sold anytime during that when it's under construction. And that's a great thing because that's helping to bring more inventory to the market. There's more options for buyers today, especially in new construction. So if you're a buyer in the market today, I would say definitely, take a look at new construction and what's available if there's new construction in the area that you want to be in. Days on market, we're going to go back to resale. So still very low days on market. So 25 days for Raleigh in the month of July, 18 for Cary, 21 for Durham, and 27 for the entire Triangle MLS. So less than 30 days. So homes in the month of July that were on the market in these four areas averaged less than a month on the market. And I always tell buyers, if you're in the market today, don't wait, because homes are still selling pretty quickly. I do see homes come on the market. They get multiple offers. It's not as common today, and if you do get multiple offers, it's usually 2. It's not 27. But homes are still selling pretty quickly. There is still demand. It's just a little bit softer. So if you do see a home that you like, don't wait. Make sure you have a sense of urgency. Get out there and see it, because if you wait, it could ultimately be off the market, because this is still a pretty quick days on market. When you think about it. So, and it has been creeping up the last couple months. And again, I think that's just the normalcy of the slowdown of the market that we've seen over the last few months. In the area. So when we look at homes available for sale, and I'm just going to stay focused on resale, and I'm going to remove the MLS, you can see that's been trending up as well. So more opportunities available for buyers today. But when you look at, in Raleigh, you see these numbers trending up, but it's kind of like, if you just looked at the trend line, it'd be like, oh, wow, a lot more inventory is coming on the market. But then you look at the actual numbers. So in the month of July, 916 homes were available for sale in Raleigh. Raleigh's a huge area. There's a lot of people here. That's not a lot of homes available for sale. New listings, what we've seen happen with new listings, we're actually seeing them start to trend down. So people are, putting the pause on putting their homes on the market. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So over the next few months, depending on what happens with rates, we could start to see our inventory start slipping again, and sales activity really pick up. So that's what's gone on historically over the last few months. What's going on today in the real estate market? And we're at the end of August. It is August 29th. And what is going on in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham today, active and coming soon. There are just over 2,300 homes available for sale. And I do always like to look and see how many are new construction, 678. So again, these are probably quick move-in homes that are somewhere in that construction process, or they may be just waiting for a buyer to purchase them. So out of that 2,300, almost 700 are new construction. When we look at what's under contract, 1,700 homes. This includes new construction. If we look at what's just new construction, 708 homes under contract now are new construction homes. So that's significant. And then what is closed this month, 793 homes. And of that, 105 are new construction. And so we're in the final days of August, and we're at 793 sales. So last year we did, or last month we did 1,080. So we'll probably come close to that. We'll come pretty close to that because it is the 29th and it is Thursday. So we have the rest of today and tomorrow to get sales in. And so we'll probably come pretty close to that number that we saw last month as well. So that is what's going on today in the real estate market in the Raleigh, Durham, and Cary area, and what is going on with rates. So it's been an interesting couple of weeks for sure. So the federal chairman Powell signals that the time has come for a September rate cut. So that was big news earlier this on August 23rd. They've been watching inflation. They're targeting 2%. I know a lot of you know that, but you can see we've gradually been trending down. It's at 2.6% as of July. So we really are starting to get in line with that. And then the unemployment rate has been trending up, and you can see just very gradually trending up. It's at 4.3%, but still below the average of 5.7%. So these are like the cooling signs that they've been looking for before they decided that they wanted to cut the rates. So they've been really holding off and very conservative because, you don't want to see them cut the rates and then inflation, everything spikes back up. So they've really been trying to avoid that. And that's why they've been so conservative. And I know that's been all over the news. I know rates have come down. And so as of today, I always like to look at Mortgage Daily News, the 30-year fixed around 6.4. And that is perfect because that is exactly what is on my slide here. So I love this slide because it shows you buyer demand, and it shows how buyer demand is affected by rates. So you can see, once we get below that 6.5%, we're getting into the good buyer demand. So activity we'll start to see more activity and things like that. When it's over 6.5%, you have limited activity, and then over 7% weak activity. And I thought this was interesting too, just to compare in April 2024 when rates were 7.52%. Your monthly payment on a $500,000 loan amount was going to be about $3,500. And what does it look like now when it's 6.4%? $3,127. So that's a difference of $375. And over the life of the loan, it's $135,000. Most people would probably just refinance when rates come down even lower. But if you kept your same loan at 6.4%, that would be the difference in the life of the loan. So as the rates come down, I do feel like we will see, we do have folks that are waiting to get into the market. And I think, on that point, to point out that, there are hopes for lower interest rates. But there's also a reality check. Lower doesn't mean we're going to go back to the 3% or 2.75 that you saw during the pandemic. So I think that's something important to think about. Mortgage rates, at this time we're 7%, and the best we may be able to hope for over the next year is 5.5 to 6%. So what I tell buyers is, if you're able to swing it at the higher rates, definitely make a move, because the more the rates come down, more buyers are going to enter the market. We already don't have a lot of inventory. Yes, we've been seeing it creep up, but we still don't have, a 2-month supply is still well below what is considered a normal market, which is a 6-month supply. So as rates come down, we will most likely see more buyers come into the market. You could see competition heat up and ultimately end up paying more for your home than you would if you would have just gotten in the market today. There's less competition. There's more opportunities. So it is, if you can make it swing, if it makes sense for you, it's a great idea to buy now as opposed to waiting. What's been going on with home prices? So as we saw, home prices for our area, are increasing year over year. The average sales price has increased year over year. And, with rates not coming down super low, as they come down, I think we will see home prices go up, but I think we'll see them go up at a more normal or a more healthy appreciation. That 20% appreciation in 1 year just was not normal. It was not healthy, and it's not sustainable long term. So what are the experts saying is going to happen in 2024? And this is, they update pretty regularly. So this is as of August 5th. These are several experts, and they weigh in on what they think is going to happen with home price appreciation or depreciation. Everybody is forecasting an appreciation. And if you average all 7 of them, they say, hey, the average of all 7 is about a 3.1% increase or 3.1% appreciation in home prices. And this is on a national level. I think in our area, we will see home price appreciation as well. And that could vary anywhere from 5 to 10%, depending on what area you're looking at. There may be parts of the country where we do see, you see home prices, decline a little bit. I don't think you'll see anything, like a 20% drop or anything like that. But the reality is you can look at these national numbers and these forecasts and that, but the real estate market is really local. So you got to understand the national and then really, understand what's going on locally in your marketplace. And in our marketplace, I don't see home prices declining significantly. We're probably going to go back to a 3 to 5%, maybe 10%, 7%, home price appreciation going forward, barring anything really crazy happening. So, and that's especially if rates continue to come down. What are home experts projecting for 2025 home price appreciation or depreciation? Well, everybody again is projecting an increase in 2025, and the average of all of those experts is about 3%. So similar to what they're forecasting in 2024. So that is the information for this real estate market update. If you have questions on the real estate market, don't hesitate to reach out. If you're local, you want information on your neighborhood or what's going on in your city, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to share information. If you're considering moving to the Raleigh, Durham area, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. There's city tours, community tours, more videos like this, buyer tips, seller tips. It's just a great resource available if you're considering making a move. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.